This is Mary, the Magnolia Stitcher. This is Flosstube number 3, and today is Wednesday, September 28th, 2022. It's been, I think, 6 days since my last video. I think I did it on Thursday last week. I want to start my video with a little side note. Big side note, depending on where you're at. I've said I live in Mississippi. That's why I'm the Magnolia Stitcher. Mississippians are proud of where we're from. So, or most of us. So that puts me in hurricane country. I live in central Mississippi. That's a big area of Mississippi, but I live in central Mississippi. And we lived through Katrina. And ever since Katrina, hurricane season has been a very tense time for us, and especially if there's a hurricane in the Gulf. We watch it closely, and we worry ourselves to death about our neighbors when it hits one of them. During Katrina, people from all over the country came to help us. And we do the same thing when the hurricanes hit other areas. But Hurricane Ian has been in the Gulf, and I believe he made landfall in Florida today, about the Midwest of the peninsula, maybe a little further south than that. And, like I said, we've been watching him, and we're really concerned about our Florida neighbors. And, you'll hear lots of jokes about how Southerners don't consider Florida part of the South, but they're still our neighbors, and, we get really concerned when the hurricanes make landfall there, and I've been worried about them all day, and I hope that everybody there is staying safe, and that if you are in Florida or you have a loved one in Florida, friends or family, that they're safe and that they're taking the proper precautions and they're prepared. And if they were ordered to evacuate, they evacuated. And when everything clears up and we see the extent of the damage and we know where help is needed, know that at least somebody from Mississippi will be there to help you. Maybe our churches, it may be whoever, but we will send what we can to make sure that we help you get back on your feet. But, that being said, this is a floss tube, so let's get to some, cross stitching. So this week, I have worked on my normal, 3 whips. I only show y'all 2 because the third one is, present for my mother-in-law, and I don't think she watches my channel. She hasn't mentioned it, but I don't want to take the chance. I don't want her to see it before she gets it. Because my favorite part of Christmas is the planning and the present buying and the surprising people, and that's what makes Christmas so much fun. But I'm almost done with it, and I'm hoping we usually do our Christmas in the earlier part of December, and I'm hoping that then I can show you, because I am going to have it finished. It's going to be in FFO by then. But I have my normal 2 whips that I've been showing you. I have Believe in Santa, and I printed out the picture this time. It drives me nuts that I lost it. I wanted one. So, this is Believe in Santa, what it's supposed to look like. It's a Dimensions Gold, and I believe it's called a Petite. It's one of the smaller ones. But this is the picture of what it's supposed to look like. I've said I love Santas before, so you'll probably see lots of Santas on my channel all throughout the year. I'm going to put up here where I was last time. And then this is where I am now. I filled in, I think this is a tree and garland. And some more right here. I filled in some more of this. A little bit down here. And then these are the heads of music notes. I think they're quarter notes. Filled in that. So, I haven't done a whole ton on him. The confetti really takes a lot of my time. The switching colors and everything. I do one strand, and I do one whole strand, and then I switch. But that takes a lot of time for me. Because, you know, you have to separate out the 6 strands and all that. They don't like to cooperate with me. And sometimes my colors get lost. But, there's the green dot. I'm really hoping maybe the border will come down and cover that. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. I accidentally made a purple dot. Set it down on my highlighter. If it's not a PDF that I can continue to make copies of if I want to do it, copy my patterns and then I highlight them as I go. That way I don't get lost. I've tried doing it without doing that and I get lost. Especially in the confetti heavy ones. But that's Santa. And then there's Wild Horse. And I've told you I'm doing this for my 7-year-old. I did a diamond painting of a mom unicorn and her baby. And my little 7-year-old just thinks this will go perfect with that. But this is also a Dimensions kit. The kits I typically do just use what's in the kits. These were new unopened kits, so I've just used what was in the kit. But I'll put up where I was last time, and then trying to make sure I do it right side up and don't show you all my notes. This is where I am now. I've done a lot of this, and I did this. I think I may have filled this in a little more, and then maybe you can see it, the white right here. I've done that. I think I've only done like 3 double strands on this. It's a 2-strand. I think I've only done 3, maybe like this white is the 3rd one. I don't do a whole lot on these at a time, partly because I really don't like the really stiff Ada. I didn't realize how much I didn't like it until I started stitching on other stuff. And I've realized that's why I don't stitch a whole lot at once on them, and partly because it's so confetti heavy, and I get so burned out on that. I don't mind confetti, but, 3 stitches of one color here, 3 stitches, that just drives me nuts. But that's my 2 whips. I do enjoy working on them, but I just, 2-3 hours and I'm done. I try to do, when I pick them up, I try to do at least two sets of strands. So, this time I did 3. And I did this during a planning block at school. So, now I've set us up. So, I still get the planning blocks like the regular teachers do, and I don't have curriculum to plan, but, it's usually about an hour and a half to hour and 40 minutes, depending on if there's anything else going on at school that day. So, Wild Horse I did during that, and a little tiny bit after I got home yesterday. I was really tired yesterday, when I got home. So, I did just a little bit when I got home. I never do them if I have students in the room. The students get my full attention, always. I just want to put that out there so that nobody that's maybe a teacher or a parent is sitting there worried about, oh my God, she's stitching while the students are in the classroom. No, I don't even get on my phone when the students are in the classroom. Unless I have to talk to another faculty member, and the intercom thing isn't working. Sometimes they don't work. But that's my 2 whips. And so then I have 3 new starts. So I told you last time I was going to start Celtic Christmas and One to Hang. And I did start those. And then I added one more in. It's a Christmas one. And I was just chomping at the bit to do it. So I just went and got the stuff and started it. I'm not too keen on the fabric, but it's cheap fabric from Hobby Lobby. It's not what I would get if I had ordered from like 1-2-3 Stitch or somewhere like that. It's like Hobby Lobby is great, but their fabric is cheap, usually. But first it's Celtic Christmas. There we go. I love all things Celtic. I've studied the ancient Celts, and I love the Celtic knots and all that. So I've started on this. I did Christmas first because it's my favorite time of year. And I struck. This is the first time I'm doing her on 32 count mystical linen from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. 32 count linen in Mystic by Hand Dyed by Rolanda. I've got one thing here and one thing here, and I looked at the wrong place. But it was my first time. It's good quality linen, but it was my first time stitching on linen, so it took me a little bit to get a really good flow. But I haven't done too terribly much on her. This is, I think, the bodice and maybe some of the arm and a little bit of the skirt. And this has some confetti in it too, but it's nothing like a dimensions kit. And I've actually really enjoyed this. Once I got going on the linen, I have really, really loved doing the linen. And I worked on this a lot one day. But like I said, I had some trouble getting going on the linen. And then I worked on it for about an hour at school today during my planning block. I was also watching Flosstube. And this one, if you're familiar with lavender lace, they're big patterns. And I like to copy my patterns. I think I said that before. I don't want to write on the original. I may want to reuse it later. Or pass it on. My mother-in-law cross stitches too. I may want to pass it on to her. So, I have a laser printer with a scanner, but it only does the normal, whatever a normal copy sheet size is. and I struggled a lot with getting the pattern where I could use it the way I wanted to, as close to what the original was. And I messed with that for most of the past few days. I just got so frustrated with it, and I finally was like, I asked my husband, where can I get an actual copy made of this where I'm not messing with it? He sent me to Office Depot, and there's one 5-10 minutes from my house, depending on traffic. And I went up there, and real quick, I had a copy. So then I had been working off the kind of piecemeal copies that I had made. So then I had to go and hand transfer the highlighter where I had marked off. And anyway, I would probably be further along if I hadn't been fooling with trying to get a copy of the pattern. Next time, I know Office Depot is my friend. So then there's Wanna Hang. This is from the Halloween Just Cross Stitch magazine. And the designer is Amy Baker of Barefoot Needle. I love this. It's not so obvious here, but in the magazine, one side of the fabric looks really dark. And I didn't want to go so dark. So I looked on 1, 2, 3 cross stitch. Found a fabric that I thought wasn't as dark. Well, as my daddy would say, that's what I get for thought. Yeah, it's darker. But it's 28 count Lugana in Dusk by Picture This Plus from 1, 2, 3 Stitch. See, it's hard to tell, but it's darker. Let's see if I can get, I think my light is, it's not obvious how dark it is. But, I don't have the color. The bat is in the DMC color. It's got Sullivan's and DMC for the eyes, like conversions. You can use whichever one you want. And then Weeks Dye Works or DMC options for the rest of it. Well, the bat is in 535 coal. And when you put it against this fabric, it's just the same color. So my bat is black. Oh, I've got it upside down. I keep doing this upside down. The bat is hanging. Trying to get it folded up where you just see what I've done. But this is a super, super quick stitch. It's the, there, I think you can see it better if I can hold it right. There we go. It's the bat and his little red eyes. There's no back stitching so far. I don't recall there being any back stitching at all in this pattern. But, I did this in about 3 hours. I outlined it and then I filled it in. It's all the same color on the pattern. So, I mean, it was a really, really super quick stitch. And I filled in the eyes. And, I'm really, really having fun with this one. This one has been, I've frogged a lot on this one. I think it's because the fabric is so dark. And, the lighting in my house isn't necessarily the best. I mean, it's good to see by, but when you're trying to see the tiny little, detail of these fabrics to stitch it right is hard. I use a reading light And I saw it on a 10 tools you need for cross stitching and I blog. And I don't remember the name of the reading light and I don't remember the blog. If I happen to find it, I'll mention it later. But it was really great. But I use a reading light and then I have a lamp right here. And I was sitting here and I was doing this and stitching. And I have my glasses on. But then there was a third start. This is the one I got the fabric from Hobby Lobby. I won't be getting any more fabric from Hobby Lobby. Nothing against Hobby Lobby, and if you use that kind of fabric, that's, it's fine. I don't have anything against it. I'm not trying to say don't use it. I didn't like it. Mostly because I'm used to, like, Rolanda and Picture This Plus has already, serged the edges for me. So, I don't have to fool with any of that. Well, from Hobby Lobby it wasn't, and I didn't think about it, and I had to go back after I had already started and, like, secure the sides because they were coming apart, which took a lot off my stitching time. It aggravated me. But this is Buddy. Let's see. Buddy by Good Morning Maui. And I am doing this on 32 counts Murano and Spa by Zweigarts. I'm using, that's not the called for fabric, but I'm using all the called for floss. And this is where I'm at. I honestly, the actual stitching, not the, see what I did on the sides? That part took me about 2 hours. But, because I wanted to be really precise with certain parts of it. And I get slow when I want to be precise about my stitching. Not that I'm not precise about this, but this was, I don't know, whatever. But I've got the candy cane done. I think that's all of it. This is the bottom of the page I'm working on, so there could be more on the next page. But looking at the picture, I just don't think there is. I think that's all of it. And then this is the narwhal. And, I haven't put his eyes, mouth, or the back stitching or anything. I haven't finished him either. My husband, I've been teasing my husband about this pattern. So, in this pattern, you have the candy cane, which is obviously Christmas, and you have a narwhal, a walrus. I want to call this a puffin, but I'm not sure if that's what it's supposed to be. It's kind of what it looks like. Maybe it's supposed to be a penguin? I don't know. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be. Kind of looks like a puffin to me. A polar bear, and then there's the elf buddy and another candy cane. Well, my husband is watching me stitch this, and he sees me stitch the candy cane, and he asks for the pattern. Well, asked for the picture. He says, what are you stitching? So I showed him, but I showed him the page I was stitching. And on the first page is just this candy cane and part of the narwhal. My husband looks at that and goes, boy, narwhal, that sure speaks Christmas. That screams Christmas. So then I showed him the picture. He goes, okay. He's going to let me hang it up. We're not going to fight about that, but... So I stitch the candy cane and then I start on the narwhal. And every time I get a little bit done on the narwhal, then I want to show him. I sit beside him when I stitch. and at night. And I'll get a little bit done on the narwhal. And I'll go, look, I've got some more done on your favorite part. We tease each other. We like to teach each other. That's my 3 starts. And then I have some haul. So, in my first one, I talked about I didn't have project bags, that I like to just use Ziploc bags. Well, I have been mostly monogamous stitcher. I did have 2 going when I first started Flosstube, but since I've really gotten involved in the cross stitch world, I've seen how a lot of people have whips, and it was like, oh, and that was like my green light of I could do all the things I wanted to do and have a bunch of whips going. I say a bunch of whips, not like what some people have. But when I started getting more whips going, the way I had been organizing them just wasn't working. So I got project bags. I went to Amazon and got a set of project bags. It was like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. A set of 10. They're not anything special. They're kind of plasticky, but they work. And this, you can't stitch in this. This is plastic on top of, I guess, some kind of grid, cloth, thread grid, I don't know. But you can't stitch on this. The holes aren't open. And this works fine for me. I've got one more that doesn't have something in it. I have some whips that I've stitched on for like 2 hours, and then I put them down and I decided I was going to finish one before I picked them back up. So they're also in project bags. They're also presents for people. Probably not going to be done by Christmas, but they're presents for people. I've got one left. I'm going to start one more. And then theoretically, I'm going to finish one before I start another one. We'll see how that works. So, I got that. And then I was using like an alligator clip style clip to clip my fabric on some of my bigger pieces. And they get in the way. So I've seen some people with things like this. See if mine, there. With things like this. And I went on Amazon. Amazon and I love each other. And I got a pack of these. It was some smaller ones and then these. And I used the Q-snaps. So the smaller ones don't work. I didn't realize they wouldn't stay if you stretched them. Because like this stretches really well. But if you stretch it and then you try to attach the magnets don't like each other anymore. They're not very strong magnets, I guess. But I'm using these mostly on my mother-in-law's one because it's a bigger piece. And they work a lot better and they're not as heavy awkward feeling as the other ones. And then I ordered some needle minders. I only had a few. And you see how I do my needles. I wanted to quit doing that. I want to do the needle minders. So I got some needle minders. I ordered from Gina's Unique Needle Minders on Etsy, and I will try to link that in the bottom. I'm also going to try to link Rolanda's store down there too. She needs all the business. Her stuff is beautiful. But I ordered just just this one. I was kind of trying to match it to my Celtic Christmas lady, but dragons. I love dragons. So I ordered this one. With that one, she sent me this one. And it's a dragon, and it says Gina's Unique Needle Minders. And these have some really great, strong magnets. The ones I have were they were either Hobby Lobby or Amazon, I don't remember, and that the magnets are very strong. The needles just kind of fall off if they get just pulled a little bit. So I haven't really used these yet because I wanted to show y'all. And I'm going to see how good the magnets are, but the magnets seem really strong. And she sent them on this card, and I'm not going to show you the code, but on the back it says thank you for your purchase, and there's a coupon code. So I'm not going to show it to you. Buy your own, and then you can have the coupon code. So there was those, and now I'm going to use them. And then I went to Barnes & Noble. We have 2 bookstores around here. There's Barnes & Noble, and there's Books A Million. And Books A Million isn't really in the best part of town. A few years ago, there was a car stolen from there with a small child in it, and didn't turn out well. I love Books A Million. When I was in Hattiesburg a lot at the University of Southern Mississippi, I went to Books A Million all the time. But I don't go here because of the area it's in. And most of the area around here is safe, but there's a few areas that just aren't. So I avoid those areas usually. My town is like really safe. It's just we're kind of in the Jackson area, and anybody who knows anything about Mississippi knows Jackson is not safe. But anyway, I went to Barnes & Noble, and I was looking for magazines. I love magazines. I like to have stuff in hand. I do the ebooks and stuff, but this kind of stuff I want it in hand. And I got Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher. And this has cross stitch and punch needle in it. And the punch needles are beautiful, but I don't do punch needle. But I thought I'd show you the cross stitch that's in here. There is this Maple Hollow Fall Festival pattern. And this is, it's really nice. I don't know if I'll do this one though. But if this is your cup of tea, it's really cute. Just not quite my cup of tea. I'm not real big on all the words. But there is a channel. I think she's not too new, but haven't been around too long. Sara Stitches. I'll try to link her below. She's I think she's out of Arkansas. And I've talked to her in person, and she's really, really sweet. And she does some beautiful work. She does some other crafts too. But she has this, and she talked about this pattern, and I think she might be going to do this pattern. I don't know. I don't think she said she was going to do it. I watch a lot of Flosstubers. And then, so there's that. And then I like this one. There's this one. It's really cute. The witch and the owl. I love owls. So, I mean, even if I didn't do the whole thing, I could pull out just the owl and do like a little ornament or hanger or something. But I do like this. And I'm not a seasonal stitcher. I stitch whatever I want whenever I want. So I could stitch this any time of year. That is by Erin Houston of Autumn Lane Stitchery. Oh, I seem to like Autumn Lane Stitchery stuff. But then there's a needle punch thing. And then there's this. Not too keen on that one. It's just not my style. If you really like it, hey, go for it. But, oh, and that first pattern, the Maple Hollow pattern, was by Deanna Carter of Cherry Hill Stitchery. Apparently really talented. That's a really nice pattern. Not my, just because it's not my style doesn't mean the designer's not talented. But this one is by Rebecca Nolan of Lucy Bean. So that's not a huge pattern. That would probably be a pretty quick stitch. Finished as a pillow. This is why I bought the magazine. This one. I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but a couple of months ago we rescued a 6-month-old German Shepherd puppy. She showed up at my husband's boss's wife's place of work, I think. And they took her to, we think she's full-blood German Shepherd. They took her to the vet, got her shots, and, had her looked over. They said they think she's full-blooded German Shepherd. The vet, they couldn't take her because they have dogs, and obviously the vet wasn't just going to keep her. So they were going to have to take her to a no-kill shelter. And we lost our little Schnauzer in May. She was 12. She had some heart problems, and we finally had to put her to sleep. And I had thought about getting another dog, but I wasn't really looking yet. But then this sweet little puppy comes up, and well, not little. This sweet puppy comes up, and she needs a home, so we decided to give her a home. But this reminds me so much of her, and I'm going to do a color conversion on the dog and make it look more like her. I don't know how soon I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do this. And that is by Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches. She also has a floss tube. And I really like her floss tube. And I will try to link it below. I make no promises. Let's see. Okay. So there's that. And then that does not have the cross stitch pattern. And there's this. I like that one too. I could do that one. Probably not this year for Halloween, but I could definitely do that one. And that is Halloween Parade. It's by Misty Purcell of Luminous Fiber Arts. And I think this one is so cute. There's that one. And that is A Glaring of Cats by Janine McGowan of The Blue Flower. I believe I've heard about her. A lot of people like her work. Think sounds familiar. That this one is cute, and I like the way they finished it. I don't know that I would be able to finish it that way, but I think that's a really cute finish. And that is Flowers and Pumpkin by Teresa Miller of Teresa's Primitive Treasures. I really like primitive stuff. And then this is cute. In my neighborhood, we boo each other. Where you go around and houses with kids, you leave like a bucket full of treats for the kids, and you print out a sign that they put in their window and the instructions, and they're supposed to boo 3 more people in the neighborhood before Halloween, and you put the sign up so you don't get booed more than once, so everybody has a chance to get booed. But this reminds me a lot of that, and I think this would be really cute to do. It's Bucket Brigade Halloween by Priscilla Blaine of Stitching with the Housewives. Let's see. Oh, here's another one. This is one that is another one that's not really my style. Just because of this. So I could do this part and be perfectly happy. We're not really, if it's got, other people's names and stuff on it, it's not really our thing. But I could see doing it since it has the alternate date down here. But I think that's really cute. And that is Mary Williams Sleeping Bag by Teresa Venette. Venette. So I probably pronounced it wrong, and I'm sorry if I did. Of Shakespeare Peddler. Let's see. What else is in here? Oh, this one. I really like this one too. There's that one. It's like that in the magazine. But it bugs me. So we're going to hold it like this. So this is Samhain Dreams. It depends on who you talk to as to how you pronounce that. And I've said I love Supernatural before, but there's an episode where they talk about Samhain and they pronounce it Samhain the whole time, and I just want to reach through the TV and strangle them. I wouldn't actually do that, but it's actually pronounced Samhain if you pronounce it correctly. It's Samhain Dreams. It's by Barbara Anna Astre Mendez. And that's just adorable. That I will do at some point. I don't know if there's any more. Oh, yeah. And there's that one. And this is something I could see Stitchy Witch 42 doing. I don't know about the whole thing, but the witches make me think of her. And she has a Flosstube channel, and she reminds me so much of myself. I absolutely love her, and I will link her below. If I can find the link. But I really like this. I would pull out components of this, but again, the wording. Wording just isn't my thing. And it's Black Cats Are Seen by Teresa Kogut of Creative Whims. And if I mispronounce that last name, I'm sorry. See, there's still a pretty good bit of magazine here, so let's see if there's anything else. This one, I like this one too. This one. That's so cute. I probably wouldn't finish it as a pillow. I would probably finish it in a way that I can hang it on my door. I don't have a Halloween door hanger yet. And I'm probably going to finish one I hang in a way that I can hang him on my door for now. But that is Boo by Lisa Matthews of Hello from Lisa Matthews. And this is Autumn Stars. And that is super, super cute. I don't know if this is supposed to be a crow or a raven. I'm going to call it a crow. And we have lots of crows around here. And they just go land in your yard in just huge flocks. Or murders, since they're crows. And I love it. I love crows. But this is Autumn Stars by Esther Marjanovic of Sub Rosa Designs. And it's another one, if I mispronounce it, I'm sorry. I really, 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 really hate mispronouncing names. I will opt to not say it rather than mispronounce it. But I want y'all to know who this is by. And you can get the magazine and see it for yourself. This one, the way they finish this one is so, so cute. I love it. I might actually do this one even with the writing on it. Just because I love the finish they've done, and I could definitely finish it that way. And that's The Witch's End by Livia and Paulo Roveras of Roveras. I don't know if there's anything else in here. Okay. This I would do even with the writing on it. So, I don't have like a huge family. I have one sister who is married. She does not have children yet. My parents, myself, my husband, and my 4 kids. And of course my in-laws. And every year I do Thanksgiving. My mom and dad do like the meat and stuff, and my mom does the deviled eggs because only my mom can do the deviled eggs, right? And like maybe a dessert, and my sister brings a dessert, but we do it at my house because I have the biggest house. I can fit the most people in. And of course my in-laws are always, always, always invited. They are family. I love them and I want them to come, but they always have other plans, or they're just not, they're not crowd people, and that's a big crowd of them, and that's fine. I love them. If they come, I would be ecstatic, but we still see them. But I would do this for Thanksgiving. Next to Christmas, Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I love doing the cooking. My kids are involved. We do it all together, and it's so much fun. And this is Grateful Heart by Nerden Canbear of Twin Peak Primitives. And I'm pretty sure I just butchered that name, and I'm so sorry. And that is it. So, I wanted to do a flip through that because I really liked it. So there's one more floss tuber I want to mention, and that is Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher, and I will definitely link her below. And she is just fantastic. She's a super sweet lady. She does other crafts. I think she's doing a knitting right now. And it's really pretty. And she does some other crafts, but she does a lot of cross stitch, and her cross stitch is pretty. But she is like super, super sweet. I love her. I talk to her about once a week. She also has a Facebook page called Crafts and Books. I don't think I'll be able to link that because I only do Facebook on apps. I don't even know how to sign in anymore. I don't know my password or anything. But she has a Facebook app called Crafts and Books. Facebook group called Crafts and Books. And it's a really great group. And on Monday nights, there's a Zoom, I think it's called Chat and Craft. But several of us get together over Zoom and we do whatever craft. Most of us are cross stitching. Some people don't even do anything. They just come from the company. And my mother-in-law cross stitches and my mom does crafts. But I don't have anybody I can really get together and do it with. And I just love being able to get together with them and do it. But her Flosstube is great too. So check her out. And my plans. So I'm going to do another start. I got to fill up that last project bag. I can't have an empty project bag. But I think I showed you last time. I think it was last time. The Supernatural sampler that I got. I don't remember exactly what it was called. But I've got the stuff coming to start it. I ordered the fabric from Hand Dyed by Rolanda. And the false for the wording. And she shipped it super, super quick. And USPS is trying to make a liar out of me, saying that they're good. It's just stuck. I don't know. It'll be here. I may not always get my packages on time, but I always get them. So I'm going to do that. And I don't know if it'll be next week, but I am going to work towards a fully finish for my mother-in-law's Christmas present. So, that's it for me today. This has been almost an hour. We're looking at 53 minutes. But, I hope you've had a good week. I hope everybody is safe. And I hope to see you next time. And if you like my channel, please subscribe. I do have a couple of subscribers, but I'm only 3 videos in, so I don't expect a whole lot. And I'm just happy to be here and talk to y'all. So, I will try to be back in about a week. But I make no promises because there's a field trip next week. One of my kids has a field trip. Like my kid, not a student. My son has a field trip next week. Way up to North Mississippi. But I'll see you next time. Bye. Have a good week.